Garden art using mosaics, glass, paint, fairy lights, found objects and more. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this garden light using solar fairy lights to illuminate it. First, you'll need a large plastic pipe. This could be an offcut thrown away by a plumber, or you can buy the size you want from a hardware store. This is the fun bit. Artistic inspiration. I've chosen Clint because I love gold mixed with different colours and shapes. First, I measured my pipe and cut some paper to size so I could lay out my design and see how it looked on a piece of paper. I will go through each object and show what I've done. Here I've used the panels of an old light shade and painted one side with cheap acrylic paints. First I painted the black swirls, and then when they were dried I filled in the spaces with the gold. You need to turn the panel over so the painted side is the side you glue to the pipe. The paint is then protected by the glass against the weather. I made these circles out of red glass and used the cheap acrylic paint again to just put the black circles in the middle on the underside. This is the tool I used to nibble around the edges. As you can see, it doesn't have to be perfect. I absolutely love working with glass, and this is the tool I use to cut the glass into strips. If you want to know more about how to use this tool, just let me know in the comments. As you can see, glass can be cut into many different shapes and put together like a jigsaw. And of course, painted different colours as well. The gold squares you can see in the middle are actually from an old 60s door that a neighbour donated to me, but I've painted them all sorts of colours. These glass beads are fantastic and come in a wide range of colours. You can pick them up in hardware stores or $2 shops, places like that, and they look beautiful when they're mounted. And finally, you can't go past the beauty and simplicity of tiles, especially if you are new and a bit nervous about your design. My neighbours donated these. I recommend asking around and seeing if anyone has any beautiful leftover tiles or glass from a job that they are just going to throw away. The next step is to use clear silicone to glue all your objects onto the plastic pipe. While the glue is wet, it's quite easy to slide the objects around to get them just in the right spot. I like to leave about 2 or 3 millimeters between each object so the grout can go in between them. And this is what it looks like after grouting. Doesn't it make a huge difference? Unfortunately, I didn't take photos while I was doing the grouting, but you can find many videos that will help you learn how to do this. All you have to do is search how to grout mosaics, and there are a lot of resources out there. I'm just going to point out a little mistake because I think we learn a lot from our mistakes. As you can see, the grout has bled a little bit under the circle. And this is what I mean by you need enough silicone under the object to protect it from the grout, but it can't come around the object because that wouldn't leave space for the grout to go in between the objects. How you install your light is very important. If it's just going on the ground and you're stopping it from being knocked over, that's not so important. But if your light is like mine and it's on the edge of a little cliff, then it's very important that you think about safety. Running through the center of my light is one of these heavy-duty metal stakes. You can see a pointy end and a flat end. I bought a stake that I could bash into the ground an extra 1/2 meter or so because I knew if the light fell on someone it could cause serious injury, and I certainly didn't want that. So after I bashed the stake into the ground. I put the light over the top, and then it's difficult to see in this photo, but I put some gravel around the stake to stop everything from moving. I think the twinkling of fairy lights look absolutely beautiful, and that's why I chose to put fairy lights inside of mine. But you can use any kind of solar light. You may have noticed that the ball has changed depending on the photograph, and there's a bit of a story behind that. This is the original $5 acrylic ball I got from Facebook Marketplace. Unfortunately, I came out one day to find it stolen. When a lovely neighbour heard about this, she donated this gorgeous white glass ball which I painted. But I didn't notice that the plums growing on the tree around it were getting bigger and bigger, and one night there was a storm which whipped the plums onto the glass ball, and that was that. So, third time lucky, a neighbour was giving away this one. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you liked and subscribed to my channel. Let me know in the comments which of my garden projects you would like more information on. And finally, ask loads of questions. I'd love to read your comments.